Hi, my name's Ben. I'm currently taking 3 months away from the normal routine of work and life to have a bit of an adventure. I'm trying a few new things, not all of them successful, finding out a bit more about myself and trying to help some people along the way. With a great support around me, I'm hoping to really do some awesome things. And this is my sabbatical. This is me. Good afternoon and happy Wednesday. This week I went back and saw my parents, which was great, a lovely start to the week. I had dinner with Colin, which was lovely. I had a burger, he didn't have as much food, he was quite jealous. And then yesterday I spent the day in a school talking to kids about internet safety. One thing it did was drove home something which I hadn't had driven home before. And I think part of that is that not having kids myself and not having a lot of interaction with them, I don't always put a lot of thought into what the world out there is like, not for people who are less educated, but for people who are more vulnerable and more susceptible to peer pressure, to insulting and to those concerns. And also just generally more vulnerable in life because they're younger. A lot of the talks that I'd seen and the decks I'd seen, not the deck I used, which was given to me by some guys at Microsoft, it was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. A lot of the decks focus very much on the terrors of the internet and all the paedophiles that are going to come round your house or all the robbers, which really isn't, it's the 1% issue. Much like if your kids are going to play in the road, you might tell them not to accept sweets from strangers, but you're also going to tell them to look out for cars. Because cars probably use your road more than paedophiles do, if we're quite frank. And that's the main piece which the videos I used, so I used a series of 3 new videos which focus on sort of kids sharing things with each other and the threat of that for the Key Stage 2, and it's very much that self-proliferation of content between children that can be very distressing. And that's really what got me thinking, which is we teach a lot of social norms to children as they grow up. Don't pull hair, don't bite, smile, please, thank you. But we don't really teach the social norms of how to behave when it feels like behind a mask, when you're on the internet. And this was a really weird thought, is when should we teach that? When should we say to the kids, if someone says something mean to you on the tablet, on the phone, on the iPad, on whatever, tell me, and we will block them. Because I'm seeing it taught to kids when they're 4, 5, 6, and yet we teach them not to go near strangers when we're out in the street when they're first walking and someone was to approach you, you'd pull them away from the stranger. You reinforce that as soon as they can move. Why do you not reinforce the message of internet behaviour for your children the second they start touching technology? And the same goes for how not only the avoidance but also what they do, what they push, what they proliferate. So one of the examples was a kid liking a comment about someone that was mean. And it seems quite small, but actually a lot of the challenges I know chatting to friends of friends of friends, what children have is a picture of them which is not flattering, or a comment about them or a rumour about them becomes more real because it's written down, or it is very real because it's a picture and it gets put online and it gets shared around. And it's very hard, I'm sure as you can all know, to delete something from the internet, right? It's the biggest data source in the world, everything duplicates very quickly. So the behaviour that we really don't teach is that social norm of if someone walked up to you in the road, one of your friends or a friend's friend, and said, I have a picture of your friend. They look very silly in it. I want you to go to your friend and hold it up in their face, point at it and say, you look really silly here, ha. Most kids will go, no, they're my friend, that's mean, I won't do it. But they will still like the picture. And that's just the same thing. Teaching children that norm and how to behave with the content online, and that them pushing them, adding to these issues is part of it, but it's not just for the kids to own, it's for the parents to understand and help guard the children against that. And that's really where I actually struggle, and I'd love anyone who watches this to drop me a message, drop me an email. Those who've got my number, drop me a text, or people comment on the video with your thoughts on how to help parents in that very, very early stage. So when you've got kids that are like 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're first being taught the social norms of how to interact with other children, how can you then teach them the social norms to behave online without doing too dark a message or pushing them too near the behaviour you don't want? As you don't teach children not to push other children by showing them videos or showing them kids pushing each other and saying that wouldn't be very nice, would it? You just tell them. But if you see them pushing, you stop them. But you're not there watching them all the time when they're using the internet to see what they're liking, to see what they're sharing. Maybe you should be, to help guard them against those social norms. Maybe you need to have reports on their behaviour online to check their social norms, so that if they do the metaphorical pushing of another kid online because they're behind a mask, because it's easy, you as a parent need to take some level of responsibility. If not responsibility, you need to help your child understand that that behaviour isn't acceptable just because it's online. You need to find a way to guard that, to watch that and monitor it during the formative years, not forever. When your child is older, at 12, 13, 14, I'd hope the feedback loop and the behaviour loop from all their friends, from all of this, would mean the message would get back to you if it needed through school or whatever, and then you could react as a parent as you do now if you found that out. If you found out they were being a bully. But creating that formative process and checking what they're doing, I think that's really important, and I'd love people's ideas on how to approach that, as so much of the content I looked at and we shared was around the social norms of interacting with each other and interacting as part of a peer group online, be it in a school, in a close group of friends, or in the wider community of the internet, and teaching the social norms for that behaviour to get the right result. And I really can't see a solution to that myself, so I'd love your thoughts. It was fantastic talking to the kids. Boggled my mind. I said to them, can someone tell me something you shouldn't do online? It's like, I shouldn't post a picture of myself anywhere in my school uniform that's public, because someone could work out from that what school I go to. It wouldn't have crossed my mind, and it just shows how the world has changed. I hope this wasn't too much of a rant. I hope it was a bit of an informative piece for you, and it's at least got you thinking about how you protect your children online and how you teach them about the use of the internet. Please have a think on how to support your kids doing that. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll get some more videos up soon. First PT session today, great fun. Car drifting experience tomorrow, should be a laugh. Singing lessons again, more fun stuff, and the eating challenge at the weekend. Have a great week, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.
All the things that make you sing and tap your little toes. Oh.